Good afternoon, everybody. I'm so happy to have you all here today. With me today, I'm going to be talking about social media branding today. Branding your business on social media. This is a topic that took me a while to figure out, if I'm being completely honest. I was not a huge fan of social media when I first started in real estate. And I always talk about game changers. It definitely was a game changer for me when I finally decided to get on social media, when I decided to stop being hard headed and just get on social media. Um, I had a few realtor friends that would tell me, you need to get on social media, that's where you're going to get a lot of leads. But I didn't have a social media account at the time, or if I did, I really just didn't use it. The idea of putting myself and my life and videos on camera in front of everybody, I don't know, it just seemed too much for me at the time. And it took me a while before I actually got on social media. But once I decided to make that switch and get on, I had a very, I had a very humbling moment. um, the very first post that I put up on social media, I got a lead, and I think it was just like a sign from God saying, you should have done this before, you wasted a lot of time. And so ever since then, I started taking social media very seriously. I took courses on it. I read up on it. I learn on it as much as I can so that I can completely optimize it as much as possible. So, there's a couple of things to keep in mind with your social media. Social media can be used for marketing and it can also be used for branding. Okay, we'll talk a little bit about both today, but just understand that social media, for the most part, is for branding. What I have noticed, the way that I do my social media is I understand that it's a lot of branding, but branding doesn't really get you clients right away. So I like to couple my social media. I'll constantly do my branding, but I do a few little marketing pitches every now and then. And I try to make sure that I'm staying on top of my marketing, because it's very easy to only get caught up on the branding on social media. And if you're only doing branding, that's not really going to generate leads for you really quickly. So we'll be talking a little bit about branding. We'll be talking a little bit about marketing, and then also continued communication. What I like more than anything on social media is that I have the ability to communicate with a lot of clients in very little time. It's kind of like when you used to cold call and we would pick up the phone and we would dial the number. We'd have to look for the number, then dial the number, then call, then wait till it rings a few times. They answer. It takes a lot of time. Whereas with social media, like on Facebook, for example, I can get on my desktop and I can actually type out messages to multiple friends at the same time and talk to them there. And so these are a couple of things that I do. But again, everything that I teach is really out of personal experience. There are things that I realized that when I finally got with the program and started doing it, it just helped my business excel tremendously. So these are the things that I'm going to be sharing with you. Um, my very first broker, um, my very first broker, he taught us that people do business with people that they know, like, and trust. That was one of the first like aha moments that I had in real estate. People do business with people that they know, like, and trust. And so from there, you really just want to think of, like, well, who knows me, who likes me, and who trusts me. And if I could build a social media platform around people that know, like, and trust me, now I can look at everybody that I have on social media either as a client, a potential client, or a referral source. And that's the main objective with social media. I know social media has a bad reputation from time to time because we can spend a lot of time on it, and it we can just waste a lot of hours on there. And I'm not gonna lie, I fall into that trap every now and then. So definitely do yourself a favor and give yourself a limit to be on social media, like maybe an hour a day or something like that. You don't want to be the consumer, you want to be the one putting out content. Okay. um But keep in mind that people do business with people that they know, like, and trust. And they also don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. So again, this is your business. It's not just I'm a realtor and I sell houses. It's not that simple. This is your business. So there's a lot of thought that has to go into the way that you set up your business and the way that you present your business in order to be able to capture those leads and keep getting your your repeat clients back. So it's important for you to stand for something. And by stand for something, I mean, what's your why? Whenever we first meet, whenever new agents jump on board with Realty One, we usually talk about, you know, goals, aspirations, what's important to them, what's your why. And so if you haven't figured out what your why is, take the time to figure out your why. Your why might change with time. It's one of those questions that it takes a little bit of effort to you for you to figure it out. It takes a little bit of time. It takes a lot of alone time, you time. But once you figure it out, now you have an end point in mind that you're working towards. So a lot of times we get caught up in just running and running and running, and we can get caught up in running around in circles if we don't have an end point in mind. Just like with our buyers, how many times have you met a buyer that wants to buy a house and they've wanted to buy a house for years, and they've been looking at houses for years? They can tell you all about the market, but they've never sat down with a realtor. They've never talked to a lender. And so they're just going around in circles. And it's really usually because they don't have a clear end goal in mind and they don't know what step to take next. So that's a lot of what we want to make sure that we eliminate in our business, is having a really clear understanding of what it is that we're shooting for, how we're going to get there, what are the steps to get there, and doing it now, getting started with it right now. So again, for anybody that's just joining us, we're talking about branding on social media. And I'm just kind of giving a quick recap. Now I'm going to go ahead and jump right into the information. Oh, give me 1 second. My kitten's stuck down here. She got tied up to the chair. She's in leash training. I'm sorry, you guys. Give me 1 second. I'm so sorry about that, you guys. I have my little kitten outside and she got stuck. Okay, so social media branding, guys. We briefly talked about you guys having to know your why. Okay, and in business, this is what's called your mission statement. Okay, what's your end goal? What's your mission statement? If you go into Realty One, the zone, our zone dashboard, you can actually look at what Realty One's mission statement is. And whether it's this broker or any other broker that you ever worked for in the future, or any other business that you ever work for in the future, you want to make sure that your values align with the values of the company. This is really important. So you're not working with a company where your morals are just, or values are just not in alignment with each other. Okay. So if you haven't already, do me a favor, get on Zone, go check out their mission statement and make sure that it's something that aligns with what your values and morals are. And then you have to come up with your own mission statement. What's your mission statement in this business? You can't just go into it with, I want to sell houses and I want to make a lot of money selling houses. That's just not going to last. It doesn't hold enough substance. So what's your mission? I always start off my buyers presentations. Actually, I start off both. Listings, no, not so much. I'll get to it at some point when I talk to them. But with my buyers, I definitely talk to them about my mission in helping spread financial knowledge throughout the community. Okay. I grew up in a very poor family. We grew up in Vinton, and I'll tell them a little bit of the story. I started in the restaurant business. I realized what a game changer real estate could be, and how everybody could use it to their benefit. And I really just wanted to spread that knowledge. And so, especially for my first time home buyers, it really is a mission of mine to help as many people as possible get some financial knowledge off of real estate and the services that we create. So that's my mission statement. What's your mission statement, and why do you do what you do? Now, whatever that mission statement is, you have to portray that onto your social media page. Okay. Today, we're talking specifically about social media. A lot of what we're going to talk about, you can double it with other different marketing avenues, but we're talking about social media specifically today. So whatever your mission statement is, let the people know. We can't assume that they know why we do things, and we can't assume that they are on the same page as us. So we have to let them know what our mission statement is. Second, what's your vision? And if you're not taking notes, please take notes. These are the questions that you need to answer for yourself. So the first question is, what's your why? What's your why? Why do you wake up every morning? Why do you keep going? This may actually have nothing to do with real estate. Real estate might just be a stepping stone to get you there. So what's your why? What's the big why? Why do you do the things that you do? Second, what's your mission statement in your business? Whatever your mission statement is in your business, make it as simple as possible. This should be a 1 to 2 sentence mission statement. Nothing super long and complicated, very simplified. Okay. And then what's your vision of the business? What's the grand vision that you have for your business? Are you trying to one day become a broker and open up your own brokerage? Are you trying to get really well at what you do and be able to have a team that works with you? Are you just trying to learn about real estate so that you can invest in your own real estate? Is this just a stepping stone for you until you get through college? Like, what is it? What's your vision? And write that out. Okay. Now, the next step is, there's a couple of things on social media that you have to be very, very aware of. First and foremost, social media, you have to be very consistent. Okay. This is where a lot of people struggle. This was definitely one of the places that I struggled when I first started. And the reason why is because posting information, posting content on social media is something that takes time, it takes effort, it takes energy, and you have to be consistent. You have to post every day, every single day. And so when you do something every day, that is essentially you creating a new habit, correct? And you all know that it's kind of difficult to get rid of a habit, and it's kind of difficult to start a new habit. We're creatures of habit. Once we have a habit, we like to stick to it. Humans are naturally, our tendency is naturally to push away from change. We don't like change. Okay. So you have to consciously fight through it, and you have to set up your goals to where you are doing what you have to do. So yes, the ideas that you post on social media every single day, but if you have never posted on social media before, or you're not very consistent with it right now, don't start with trying to post every single day, because what will happen is you will become very discouraged because you won't hit your goal of hitting your social media goal every single day. If you're posting twice a week, just give yourself a goal to post 3 times a week, 3 days a week. And then once you've done that for maybe a week or two comfortably, then add another one. Now let's post 4 times a week. Then add another one 5 times a week. Another thing that you guys can do, this is an option, is you guys can actually hire somebody to help you with marketing. What I've realized is that a lot of people in the company have teenage children. You don't have to pay a lot of money to get somebody to market for you. It can be as simple as hiring your teenage child to help you out with this. This is something that comes very naturally for them. They would probably do it very willingly for a small allowance fee. But you can get help for this. Ultimately, you want to be on social media, and social media branding is free essentially. So if you can figure out how to do it for yourself, that's really the goal. That way you're not paying an excessive amount for marketing. But if you have the means to go ahead and hire somebody, then that can be an option too. Or you might have a family or friend, relative, somebody that can help you out with it. Okay. Let me refer back to my notes real quick. Okay, so consistency. Another thing that you guys can do, and just stay consistent with what's being offered to you. So one of the things that me and Anaí offer and we set up for you guys is a monthly photo shoot. Okay. We've only been with the company, we're going on 3 months now, and we've set up a photo shoot every month since we got on. And this photo shoot, actually, no, we're going on 4 months, sorry. But we've set up a photo shoot, and the photo shoot, what we do is we set up with a professional photographer. This is a photographer that does all of my photo shoots. He's amazing. And then we share the fee. Okay. So the fee was $15 last time. For anybody that was there, we got some beautiful pictures. And the idea is you might only get maybe somewhere between 4 to 6 good shots that you like. But the idea is that you split up those pictures, divide them up and post them all month long. Don't post them all at once. And so take advantage of these little things that we're offering you to help you with your consistency. I did another video training on, I want to say it was, I don't remember what exactly it was, but it was on social media. And I was telling you guys how to schedule out your social media content. For example, on Monday, you can do Monday motivation, and you can post a picture of yourself in your nice suit from the photo shoot pictures. People love those pictures. Again, I know that we all have, a lot of us have insecurities. Some of us don't really like taking pictures or doing videos. But just know that for anybody that does take a lot of pictures and does post a lot of videos like myself, it's not something that necessarily came naturally to me. It's something that I've gotten better at with practice, and gotten more comfortable with practice. So don't shoot yourself short, just challenge yourself to go out and get that content and post it. New listings. We have new listings all the time that are being shared on WhatsApp. So if anybody shares a new listing on WhatsApp, you can just shoot them a quick message and ask them if it's okay for you to share it. Typically, most everybody's okay with us sharing it. That's actually the reason why they're putting it on WhatsApp. But share your peers' listings if you don't have any of your own listings coming up. You can share your friends. You just need to make sure that you ask for permission before you share anything, okay? But these are things that you can post, and you're not putting your face or a video, you're not speaking, you're literally just putting up a picture of the product that you're selling, okay? And then write in there a nice little description. Make sure you're using your emojis, okay? The emojis are the little characters that give you emotions to your text, okay? That's another thing with social media. If you're not putting up videos and you're only putting up a picture with writing, make sure you're using your emojis to help represent what emotions are involved. Now, the next thing that you guys have to do is make sure that you're constantly communicating with your clients. So, a lot of times it might feel like, okay, I'm going to put something up on social media and I'm talking to a group of people. I'm going to give you a quick little tip that's going to help you simplify this, so you don't feel overwhelmed or you don't feel like you're speaking to a crowd. You really shouldn't feel like you're speaking to a crowd, okay? You should feel like you're speaking to one person. Whoever that one person is, you talk directly to them. So, for example, if I am posting a listing, a small 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, that's ideal for like a starter home or for somebody that's downsizing. I want to speak to that one person. So I might speak directly to that newly married couple that doesn't have any kids. Um, and what would a newly married couple that doesn't have any kids want to know about that house? How would I intrigue them in looking further into what I'm posting? Does anybody have any ideas? Putting you guys on the spot because you guys like to stay quiet and hide your faces. So let's see if anybody has any ideas. No? Okay. All right. So I might speak directly to them by saying something like, this is a great starter home. This is more or less what the payments are going to look like. We have programs for first time home buyers that can get you in with a very small down payment, or we have down payment assistance, which, by the way, be careful with the down payment assistance right now. I don't know that any down payment assistance is being offered at the moment. This switched up ever since COVID. If any of you guys are working with a client or a lender that's doing down payment assistance, please let me know. I would love to know. But yeah, you just speak directly to them, and then educate them. What is it that they need to know that they actually need you? This is the kind of information that you want to put out there, and be mindful of how you're putting it out there. So we talked earlier this week about the personality types, right? And we talked about how different personality types have different tone of voice, different pitch of voice, different posture, just a different demeanor, right? So as part of your brand, you also have to decide, what do you want the voice of your brand to sound like? Do you want it to be serious? Do you want it to be funny? Do you want it to be light? Do you want it to be friendly? What is the voice of your brand? And you have to try to portray that with every single social media content that you put out there. Okay. And last but not least, how do people perceive your brand? This is really important. This is really just something important to keep in mind in communication, period. Yes, we're talking about social media. Yes, we're talking about our business, but in communication, period, you have to keep in mind how people are perceiving you, okay? Because you might be giving off a message and you might intend for it to be taken a certain way, and then people are perceiving it an entirely different way, like A to Z, very different. And if that's the case, you have to take the time to reevaluate what it is that you're doing and saying, and how to get people to perceive you the way that you want them to perceive you. Or are you okay with the way that they're perceiving you? Are you okay with the way that they're perceiving you? Say hi, Ivy. Um, and do you want to just continue to move forward with the way that you're being perceived? Um, I had a I went to college for a little bit, and I had a professor. The first thing that he taught us was, your perception is your reality. And I remember to a T his example. And he was asking us, is this a true statement or is it a false statement? I think I said it was a false statement. I said, no, your perception is not your reality. If 2 plus 2 equals 4 and you tell me that it's 5, it doesn't matter what your perception is. That's not the reality. And he said, no, you're wrong. He said, if that's my perception and that's what I believe, that's my reality. And so he gave the example of, if I believe that my wife is the absolute most beautiful wife, a beautiful woman in the entire world. That's my perception and my reality. And you cannot change that. That is what it is. And so I just say this to say that I realized first, you can't you can't please everybody. You can't get everybody to be on the exact same page as you. However, if majority of people are perceiving you a certain way, you definitely want to take the time to reevaluate what it is that you might be doing or saying and make sure that you are being perceived the way that you intend to be perceived. Sometimes it takes us working on us to make it work. So I talked about this again in the personality types. When I first learned about personality types, I had to switch up my voice. My entire voice has changed since the time that I first started in real estate. And it was because I had a very high pitched voice and I talked a lot like this. And I was being perceived as very, very young. And a lot of the people that were perceiving me as very, very young didn't trust me and didn't want to do business with me because of that. And so I had to switch up my voice so that I could stop getting that objection. That was the objection that I got all the time. And I was tired of that objection. And I said, what do I need to do to get rid of this objection? And it was just changing my voice so I could change the perception. Okay. Post pictures from the city, guys. Post pictures from the city when you guys are out and about doing stuff with your family. That's another misconception. I hear a lot of people have like a business page and a personal page. You are your brand. So unless you don't want that to be your vision, most of us, it's us as our brand as of right now. It's typically not till we become brokers or have a team that we can really switch the brand up and stop showing so much our face. Until then, it's us being the brand. And so if you're going to be the brand and you're going to be selling El Paso, you want to enjoy El Paso. And a lot of times when we're enjoying El Paso, it's with our family and our friends on the weekends. So make sure you're posting that stuff. People like to they like to see that kind of stuff. They like to see the human side of you. So that's pretty much the entirety of what I wanted to go over today with you all. I'd like to open it up to you guys and see if you have any questions or anything to add, because I really appreciate the feedback that I get back from you guys. Do you guys have any questions, anything to add?
No, thank you, Denise.
Okay, thank you, Connie. Thank you, Marcos and Ethel, for showing up today. Did you have something, Ethel?
About this?
Yeah, did you have any questions or anything to add?
No,
No.
no.
Okay.
For me, it's not so easy to post every day, and I try to post sometimes. I try to post, but sometimes I yeah, maybe I don't know how to manage very well the social media thing. So yeah, I
You know what, that
definitely
reminds
need
me,
to
there's
work more.
something, if time is an issue, if there's just not a lot of time to post, what you can do is you can get an app. There's two apps that I would recommend. The first one is called Hootsuite, Hootsuite, and the second one is
Uh-huh.
called Later, Later. And
Okay.
both of these apps, what you can do is you can schedule your social media posts. So you can put on there, like, let's say you already know for that week, you want to put up a listing, you want to put up a picture of yourself, you want to put up a quick tip. What you can do is you can give yourself a day to schedule all the posts in advance. You put them on the app, and then the app can put them up whenever it's time for you to put them up. So ideally, you guys want to be posting at 9 in the morning, at 12 in the afternoon, or at 5, between 5 to 6 p.m. Those are three really good times to post. Weekends, I know those times fluctuate a little bit, but you also are going to tend to get a little bit more traffic on weekends also. But so you can just go in, you can put everything in there and then schedule it, and that way you're not worried about the time or being on social media every single day.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, any other questions before we finish up this call?
No, thank you for your information. I really appreciate everything that you shared to us.
Thank you so much, Connie. I really appreciate that. All
Thank
right,
you.
guys. Well, enjoy the rest of your day. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you guys are being productive and getting a lot of leads. And if you have any other questions, feel free to reach out. And again, I'm going to be recording this video. So if you haven't already, like and subscribe, put any comments down below, and share the videos with any of your friends also. My goal is really to have realtors that are better educated and really enjoy what they do. So until then, I'll talk to you guys later.
Thank you.
Bye.
You're welcome. Bye. Thank you.